Good morning, everyone. The Lord be with you. Listen, discern, and go forth. It brought to mind an experience of the necessity to appreciate and exercise very keen listening. When I was in boot camp in the service, every well, I guess Army too, but in the Marines, you never forget your drill instructors. We had senior drill instructor Titano, then we had a drill instructor Estrada, who was about 5 feet tall, and then you had this big, huge Sergeant Pope. You would think the Pope would be the one that is bellicose going out, but it was little Estrada. When he would yell at you, he would come off the ground about 3 feet, so he looked like 6 feet, you know. But the thing is, Sergeant Pope, most people know that in the morning when they sneak into the squad bay and they have the unfortunate private turn on the lights, they usually are throwing trash cans and yelling and going all over, causing chaos. But Sergeant Pope, big, huge guy, and there were times when he would yell at us in very high pitch and all this, but he would come in a little voice. I want you all to get up and stand in front of your racks. I want your things in order. We're going to do this and that. About that level. So within a day or two, once they saw a little bit of the light of the lights going on, instinctively, all the Marines are leaning forward toward him and yelling at others to shut up, so you wouldn't miss anything, because it could be the death of you if you didn't do what he said. So you're trying to really listen. That came to my mind because how important it is. You know, to hear, like Sergeant Estrada, not much effort. It's coming at you like a tsunami. You pick up these things. But with Pope, you had to really listen. You had to really get down to the deeper layers. And I think in our role, it's very necessary. You could go on a visitation, I think, and you can hear. And you'll get that easy stuff on top that anyone can identify, you know. But it takes more effort and skill and commitment to the moment, and in a respect and appreciation for what could be communicated to you, to listen well. I'm new. I'm the rookie, wet behind the ears, so to speak, and this dynamic so particular of being there for you. And then also seeing how in God's providence, it's inseparable from my journey of faith, what the Lord wants to do with me. So I ask you to pray for me as I'm going to start this new year, starting to make visitations, that I can have that keen listening for your benefit of mine. And that you pray, just like I gave that greeting like we do at many times during the liturgy. You know, it's always explained that was a reformulation of expression of that dynamic of the faithful with the servant clergy. The greeting assuring of the peace of the Christ that conquers all things. But yet also to recognize and be empowered to have a rightful expectation and to petition the fruitfulness of fidelity that will be a grace of blessing to us. And so we say, and with your spirit, whether proclaiming the word of God or the exercise of the sacred mysteries, that we will be awashed and enriched by the fruits of that faithfulness in God's providential plan. So in this way, I ask you to pray for me that I gain that greater depth and nuance of listening, to be able to be a presence that can animate and inspire and encourage, and together mutually sojourn in the wisdom and joy of the Lord. So that's how I'd say, listening, discerning, and going forth. And so may that example of Sergeant Pope keep me always leaning forward, wanting to not miss a word of what you were expressing and conveying in your life as fraternity.